This is Prime Crime Network.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, A.J. Armstrong was 16 years old when his parents were murdered. Now 7 years and 2 mistrials later, he's now married and has a baby son. This morning, prosecutors and defense attorneys will give their opening statements in his third capital murder trial. Prosecutors claim A.J. Armstrong shot and killed his parents, Antonio Sr. and Dawn Armstrong, at close range in their Bel Air area home. Armstrong's defense, on the other hand, blames an intruder, possibly even his older brother who lived nearby. After hearing all of the evidence in this high-profile case, 2 previous juries were deadlocked and couldn't reach a unanimous verdict.
It's incredibly rare to have any criminal case end in a mistrial. It's particularly unusual to have 2 prior mistrials as we head into a third trial.
In the first trial, 8 jurors believed Armstrong was guilty and 4 thought he was innocent. It flipped in the second trial with 8 jurors believing he was not guilty. Now, this third jury is made up of 6 women and 10 men, Both sides in the last month have spent a lot of time carefully picking this jury in hopes of this case finally ending with a verdict.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive.
We just learned that it was 3 people who were stabbed here outside this home. We're in the intersection of Northwest 62nd Avenue and 113th Terrace, and their investigation has been focused on that home. They're just beyond that white Dodge Ram pickup truck. In fact, we saw a couple of family members out front, and we also saw a young man, looked to be a juvenile, come through underneath the police tape not too long ago. We're told that one of the victims in the stabbing was his father. We do know this involved a woman and her ex. We're told that ex pulled a knife after some sort of argument that got very physical and very violent, stabbed that woman, is what police say, stabbed her brother, as well as another male relative at this home. And then that suspect took off. And at last check, that person was still at large, was not in custody yet. But we do know that woman had to be taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital. In fact, we got video from a neighbor, a witness who saw a medical helicopter landing and taking off from nearby Palm Springs Middle School here in Northwest Dade with one of those victims. We're told another person was taken via ambulance, a man, to Hialeah Hospital, and we're told another person, another man, the other person who was injured in this, was treated and released here on scene. And we also want to show you some video that we got because it was another situation that unfolded and developed while we were standing out here. A man in a black sedan drove through the police tape into the scene. Police had to yell him down, flag him down, got him out of the car. We weren't sure if he was related to this or related to any of the individuals involved in this, but we just found out within the last few minutes that that man is not connected to this scene at all. In fact, he was an intoxicated driver, according to police here on scene, and they actually took him into custody just the same. So a lot of things that police were having to deal with. But again, the person who is suspected of being responsible for this stabbing is still on the loose. Hopefully police will be able to provide an update soon, or at least tomorrow, as to whether or not that person is in custody. But we do again know that 3 people were injured, a woman, 2 men stabbed here. But the good news here we're hearing is that those injuries are not critical and are not considered life-threatening.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive. It was exclusive. It was exclusive.
No more homeroom because she's at home now.
Over the weekend, family, friends, and community leaders, they came together for a celebration of life for 16-year-old Bre'asia Powell. Someone shot and killed the teen just over a week ago during a gathering at Benjamin E. Mays High School. Her friends and family remember Bre'asia as a happy soul who was involved in everything. Community leaders who were there, they said that this should be a wake-up call to parents.
Let's get them a job. Let's give them something to do around the house. Let's be productive parents so that we will not have another funeral this summer.
Now, Atlanta police are still searching for a suspect in the investigation into Bre'asia's death.
Prime Crime Network.
It was exclusive.
Walk up on a scene where there's been 5 people shot, 3 children, is pretty horrific.
It's like, wow, kids can't even come outside and have fun, be little kids without violence.
A suburb east of Dallas is in shock after police in Sunnyvale say a family of 5 was shot in their car just outside their apartment in broad daylight. Officers say the man, woman, and 3 kids were followed to that complex by the shooters who riddled the car with bullets once it parked. The woman ran to her apartment but died inside. The man and the 3 kids in the car are expected to survive. Police have identified the shooters as a man and a woman, but they haven't released a motive.
Crime Network.
Exclusive.
Texas school superintendent has been arrested as part of a child sexting operation. Investigators say Michael Stevens sent lewd photos and planned to meet up with a girl he met who he believed was 15 years old. NBC News correspondent Priscilla Thompson joins us now from Houston. Priscilla, this is incredibly disturbing. What more can you tell us about what we know?
Yeah, Ellison, very disturbing. And earlier today, that suspect, Michael Stevens, was in court here in Houston, and some of those charges and allegations were read out, including text messages between him and this undercover agent who he believed was a 15-year-old girl, with him describing in very explicit detail what he would do to her, what he would want her to do to him. And so it was incredibly concerning. And that's on top of what we've already heard from investigators, that he had been sending explicit and nude photos to this person who he believed was a young girl, and also asking for those in return. I want to play a little bit of what the constable had to say about those photos and also the allegations against Stevens. Take a listen.
And some of his disturbing photos appear to be taken in his office. Stevens has been around children his entire work life. He has been a coach, a principal, and an assistant principal in various towns across North Texas.
And so investigators say that they are looking into the possibility that there are victims out there who may have been targeted by Stevens at some other point, given this career that he has had, really working with children as a principal, as a assistant principal, as a teacher and a coach throughout school districts across North Texas. And so he is being held on a $100,000 bond. And I should point out, this was part of a larger sting operation in which there were 6 others who were also arrested for similar behavior.
Have we heard anything from the school district?
Yeah, so the school district did release a statement when all of this happened yesterday. They said that they were made aware of the arrest and the charges, and they also said that the superintendent, Michael Stevens, was taken into custody. Until more facts are confirmed, no further information can be shared. The Board of Trustees will be convening a meeting to review this matter and take appropriate action. And we do see that they have scheduled a special board meeting for Monday morning, where we expect that this may come up. We've already seen members of the community commenting under that post, very concerned about this and sort of where this small school district of only around 600 students goes from here. And we're also hearing investigators just reminding parents to stay vigilant about what their children are doing on social media to avoid potentially being targeted by a predator in this way.
Thank you for watching Prime Crime Network, your source for urban and suburban and around the world news. Hit the subscribe, like, and the notification bell. And check us out on primecrimenetwork.com.